Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, friends, comrades on the YouTube, to my family, and the love of my life. My love of my life. She and my wife-in-law got drenched yesterday trying to do one of the little pop-ups. Went well though, considering it was raining in Santa Clarita, California. Pretty much all day yesterday. They still made some jack, so good for them. And of course, it's beautiful there today. Doesn't that figure? Okay, lots to talk about. Last time we spoke, I was in Iowa at a rest stop there along I-80. And made a couple of shout outs, and then continued on to Rochelle, Illinois. I had a delivery the following morning in Rochelle, and went real smooth. I mean, there was very little problems trying to get in and out of Rochelle. My appointment was at 6 a.m. I had no problem getting there. I had no problems getting unloaded. It was in and out, boom, boom. It was great. It was really, I was only there about 3 hours, and that's very respectable for a live unload at a Lineage. Very respectable. I had no complaints there. You hear that, Super Truckers? They even tapped into my clock a little bit, Super Truckers. But I didn't care. I had a noon appointment up in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Over to the Johnsonville Sausages headquarters. That's what I got on my back now. Johnsonville brats and some smoked sausages and some sausages with cheddar cheese in them, and oh my goodness. And I told you when I was in Iowa that I was going to the port in Oakland. Well, duh, I should have known they were going to be going on a boat. This whole load's going to Tokyo, Japan. So I'm on the first leg of those travels. And boy, did that take some time. I was supposed to have a loaded trailer there to pick up, drop this trailer that I have on my back right now, and then pick up another one already loaded in the neighborhood of noon. Well, when I got there, something was wrong with the plant. I don't know what it was. I don't have a clue. But something ended up being wrong with the plant, and they didn't have my load ready at all. So I ended up waiting there for 4 hours. I mean, doesn't sound too bad, but you know, I was getting low on hours at the time there. So, you know, much to the dismay of the super truckers out there, I really wanted to get going because I'm trying to get back to where I started this morning or that morning in Rochelle, because I was trying to hook up with my brother, who stays in about an hour from Rochelle. So it actually worked out great. I mean, I wasn't really too nervous. I had, I had 4 hours, maybe it was 4.5 hours to go 3 hours. Okay, so it was a 3 hours drive back down to Rochelle. But now I'm loaded with 77,000 pounds under my hind end. So, you know, I mean, that slows me down a little bit. Once I get up to top speed, which is 68 miles an hour on the cruise control, it'll stay there. You know, not a lot of hills or mountains or anything to deal with in, you know, the upper Midwest. I mean, like none. It's pretty flat. So, but yeah, so anyway, I was able to make that hookup. It worked out great. Brother came and picked me up. We went over to the house. saw brother and sister-in-law, but my niece sent me a term of endearment. We always send one of these back and forth, so that's always fun. And so we did that. And but that was a lovely visit. I was really glad to be able to squeeze that one in, because that's what it was. And again, it's another benefit of being an over-the-road trucker with, you know, loads all over the United States. It's really cool to be able to see friend or family, and in this case both, while I'm out, you know, trying to make a living doing this over-the-road trucking thing. It's a mental health boost, to be sure. So that was very nice to be able to see my brother and his love, Reg. So then I left Rochelle the following morning. I just, you know, it turned into a late night with my brother and sister-in-law, so I ended up leaving late. I didn't leave until it was about 10:30 in the morning when I left Rochelle, and even that was a little bit later than I wanted to, only by about a half an hour or so, but it didn't really matter. All I knew is that I had to hammer down. I have to get 600 plus miles under my belt today, before I can stop. So I did that, and I was rocking and rolling, man, trying to get her done. I got into Nebraska, and I can't remember the little town, and I do mean little, very small town that I stayed in. I played hell finding parking in Nebraska along I-80. I really did. I went to a truck stop in I can't even remember that little town. It was a little town also. It was full, absolutely full. There was nowhere for me to park. I was able to pull right into a fuel stall, which I didn't get fuel. I needed to wash my windshield because it was like high 80s up in Nebraska that day, and the bugs on my windshield were plentiful. Let me tell you what, the sunset was rough. It was really rough with the sun blazing in on that windshield that just was covered in bugs. So I was able to wash my windshield, but there was no way I was going to stay there. I couldn't stay there. It was just too full. And I've stayed there before, and I don't mind it. Nifty little spot. Damn it, I wish I could remember what it was. But anyway, so I ended up going a little further up the road to another little town, and I got to a Sinclair gas station and just tucked away in there. By the time I woke up the next morning, there was another truck that had parked on my driver's side. Couldn't park on my passenger side. I was up against a little berm. So, you know, I got up, shook the cobwebs out, got the sleep out of my eyes, and walked over to get a coffee in the little Sinclair Food Mart or whatever it was. And only then did I notice the no truck parking sign. It was lame. The parking sign was, the driveway was over here, the store is over here, and that's the direction the sign was pointed. What are you doing? If you don't want trucks to park there, you need to point it towards the driveway, Nebraska. Let's go. We need to brighten it up a little bit. So two of us ended up there, because once one truck gets there, someone else is coming in, because it was held to park at that time on that day for some damn reason. And if someone, I always park with my lights on. I leave my APU running, and I leave my parking lamps on so that I'm visible. You know, that's my theory anyway. I don't need anybody clipping my trailer or the front end of my truck or whatever. I feel like leaving your lights on is just better and safer and makes you a little more obvious. Well, from the interstate, you're real obvious. These LED lights shine like the dickens. So I was very noticeable there. there. So sure enough, brother pulled up in with me. I drove 689 miles that day. Then the next day continued on into western Utah. That was yesterday, 660 miles yesterday. And then I got in 630 miles, I believe it is, a day. It'll tell me in a second here. And that was from west of Salt Lake City, 632. West of Salt Lake City to, I am in Sacramento right now, California, state's capital. It's a beautiful day here. It's probably upper 80s, nice and clear. I mean, it's just it was a great day for trucking, and I had to come up over Donner Pass, and there was no issues with that, not even the way station. Only westbound has the way station, though. There's no eastbound way station for Donner Pass. It's on the west side for some reason. But it was no worry. We hammered down. There's an agricultural center there. And sailed through that. I asked the dude if he had a barbecue. I had a lot of sausages on board. Let's go. So anyway, I'm in Sacramento. Here's the problem. I've got 4 hours and 44 minutes to start tomorrow. I'm running on recaps. You know, sometimes recaps is okay if you have 9, 10, 11 hours to play with for a day. That can get you down the road. Tomorrow, I have no hours coming back. So the hours that I had left today are the hours that I can use tomorrow. That's it. 4 hours and 44 minutes. That's to leave Sacramento, drive 80 miles onto the port of Oakland, get into the port, get unloaded, and get the hell out of there. I do not want to stay in Oakland. I look way too much like Santa, and I don't have gifts. So I need to go. So I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get out of there, even if it means that I have to use personal conveyance because I'm out of time. The law states that if you are out of time and you're on personal conveyance, you can get to a safe haven. It has to be close. It can't just, you know, I mean, like my safe haven can't be in San Diego from Sacramento. It's got to be relatively close. So I believe I'm going to be able to work something out with the company. The company does not like personal conveyance use. They don't. It's usable, but it's been abused in the past by other drivers, and so they have really cracked down on the use of personal conveyance. I've used personal conveyance one time in my entire career here, and that was with that was when I was in North Carolina. Just needed some provisions, so I was able to PC up to the Food Lion there on the main drag in this little itty bitty town in North Carolina. It was pretty cool. You can search the discography for that video. So anyway, my load is then in Salinas, which is, I want to say it's like something like 180 miles from here. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, I don't exactly remember that either, but I've already mapped it out. It's a couple hours drive. So yeah, it's like 140, 150 miles. I got to go down through Gilroy to get there. So, you know, Salinas is very close to the coast, and it's tucked away. It's not off of a main highway. I suppose the closest main highway to Salinas is probably US Highway 101. So I got to go down there to pick up a load of berries and take it back out to Salt Lake City to the Costco distribution center up there. Slick outfit, slick operation there in Salt Lake. So that won't be so bad. And then after Salt Lake, I'm going to make a 34-hour reset, because this running on recaps is nerve-wracking. Tomorrow is going to be nerve-wracking, so hopefully everything goes according to plan. I can't count on it though. You never can count on it when you're trucking and live unloading. You never can tell what's going to go down. If I run through 4 hours and 44 minutes, I'm going to be out of time. So I'm going to have to PC someplace. And I got to figure that out before I leave the port. Because I can't just be, schlepping around trying to find a place to park. And that's exactly what I'd be doing, is trying to find a place to park. That's all I'm trying to do. I might even just come back here. You know what I mean? And go to Salinas from here the following day. Don't have an appointment time yet. It says 12 midnight. When it says 12 midnight, that means there's no appointment. It's just reserved for that day. If it says 12:01 to 11:59, that means you can show up any day. And any time after 12:01 would be your arrival time, regardless of what time it is. So, but anyway, I don't have a time yet, so that's fine. I'll probably have one by tomorrow, because my pickup is the following day. So they just need to make sure that the fruit's ready to go. And so that's when they start laying out appointments. So, but that should go slick, because they're making the appointment based on, they know when the fruit's going to be there and be ready to go. So it's just a matter of me being there on time and, backing up to a dock and getting it loaded. So that's what that's all about. So I appreciate y'all. Swiveling like hell here. Let me tell you what, I already walked up to the store, did a little recon, because I want to take a shower tomorrow morning, because I just don't know when I'm going to have another one available to me. I stopped in Wells today about 6:30, because I left early this morning. I was on the road at 4:30 this morning out of the Salt Lake, west of Salt Lake area. Tuele is where I was, and I left there real early in a driving rainstorm. So, and I didn't have a shower the previous day, and I started the day without a shower, and I just can't stand that. I can't go that long without a shower. I need to be comfortable while I'm driving down the route. So I will be taking a shower here tomorrow morning, with my head swiveling the entire distance to the entrance of this place. So yeah, swivels in the red zone. Seeing a lot of freaks around. So yeah, we're swiveling here in Sacramento. But other than that, you do know who love you. You do know who love you. It's your boy Clydesdale. It's Leonard's Express Truckin. You know what I mean? We got a reefer on, taking some sausages, and on the first leg of their trip to Tokyo, Japan. Okay? We're going to put it on a ship, because I can't drive there. You take good care of yourselves. Do something nice for somebody, why don't you? Peace.